Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. There are some mitzvahs in the Torah that people think, it's never going to happen to us. We're not going to be challenged within the sign for this Aveira. For example, kidnapping, loisignov. Who's going to kidnap, unless the one of a million is a meshuggah enough to kidnap? Is there any way how the Isser of loisignovu, goinavation, machare, all talks about kidnapping people? How is that applicable to everybody? What's the prohibition that's understood to anybody? So I did find a very interesting possibility that it's attributed a connection to this Isser from the Bnei Yissaschar. The Bnei Yissaschar in a couple of places, one in Derech B'Kudecha and one is in Iger de Pirka, that he says how this Isser of kidnapping is something that anybody could be over, God forbid, if he's not careful. How? So he says, for example, if you hear a nice speech, if you hear a nice Dvar Torah, I'll quote his words in Derech B'Kudecha, Mitzvahs Leises Lamed Vav. B'chlal halav hazeh, included in this law of not to kidnap, is hamekabel Dvar Torah mechavere. If you heard a nice shir, a nice Dvar Torah from a friend, either you heard it or you read it, v'oimra b'shem atzmai, and you start repeating it in your own name. You know what you just did? You just kidnapped somebody's soul. Hinehu genevas nefesh. You just stole that person's soul. Why is that considered as kidnapping? Because the one who created this thought, the one who spent time developing this chiddush, he put in his life and soul into that. And then when you go and say it in your own words, and you're saying it so people should say, wow, what a brilliant thought, and people are going to give you honor, it's no different than goinev nefesh, like kidnapping a person and selling it. It's just for money, for honor, for respect. That is an extension. That's one place he says that would be an extension. And then he goes on to further in Eis Hay, and he says, you know what, let's go a little further. If you are portraying a type of person that you are to others, that you're really not, you're also a kidnapper. This is what the words he uses. Mi shemare satzmei livnei adam. One who plays the game to others. Kitzadik. Oh, he's such a righteous person. But the truth is, he knows that he ain't what people think. You are stealing the soul. You are stealing, use his words, you're stealing their intellect, their mind, their soul. They think, ooh, this guy is a tzaddik. And they are honoring him, respect him for that. And that's wrong. And the Chazal say that if a killer was sent into Ari Miklat, and people over there in the Ari Miklat want to give him respect, he's a nice guy, maybe. So the first thing that the Reitzeach has to, the Gemara says in Makkas, the killer has to tell the people who he's sitting with in the Ari Miklat, Yoimel lehem Reitzeach ani. I need you to know that I was sent here, I ran here because I'm a Reitzeach. And if they want to respect him after he says the truth to them, that's their choice. But to play a game that you are a tzaddik, you're a rebbe, and you're not, says the Bnei Yissaschar, that is an extension of the law of kidnapping. In Derech B'Kudecha, he says another way you could transgress this issur possibly. Hamayayitz es chaverei lahara. If somebody asks you advice and you give him bad advice, that bad advice that you gave him is going to lead him off the right path, either financially, either spiritually, or physically, whatever it is. You took him away. Then he says even deeper. He says every Yid, all Jewish people are one big family. Everybody is responsible for himself, and everybody is responsible with his actions for everybody. So Halt Kup says the Bnei Yissaschar, Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh B'Zeh, we are each responsible for each other. You should know that whenever a person does any Aveira, you are not only harming yourself, Efsher Yigmarim, that might cause a terrible golus, exile on Klal Yisrael. Your little Avedala, your action is stealing that person's soul. Because God forbid the Yidden go to golus. Not always it's only an individual punishment. It gets everybody dragged in. And what do you want from that guy? You're kidnapping him from his relaxed and peaceful life, and you drag him in through your Avera, whatever Avera you may do. So he says a Yid not being careful in Shmiras Torah mitzvahs, in a certain sense, is kidnapping, is being over the Isser of Geneva. And we have to be very, very careful and realize how everything that we do has an effect, not only personally on yourself, but on the Kol Klal Yisrael.